Meghan Markle and Prince Harry will be honored in a glittery awards ceremony next month for their heroic action against the authority of the royal family. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will be given the Robert F. Kennedy Ripple of Hope Award on December 6, designed to laud the work of exemplary leaders. Kerry Kennedy, who heads up the Robert F. Kennedy Foundation and is the niece of the late President John F. Kennedy, told Spanish news outlet El Confidencial, they went to the oldest institution in UK history and told them what they were doing wrong, that they couldn't have structural racism within the institution, that they could not maintain a misunderstanding about mental health. They knew that if they did this there would be consequences, that they would be ostracized, they would lose their family, their position within this structure, and that people would blame them for it. They have done it anyway because they believed they couldn't live with themselves if they didn't question this authority. I think they have been heroic in taking this step. This live has now closed. The Duke and Duchess have been labeled heroic. Image, Getty. 3 hours ago 6:02 Isabella Marson's Prince Andrew targets new oil roll in secret private jet visit to Bahrain. The prince has been close with the Bahrainian royal family for some time, with one source even claiming he could move there. Prince Andrew took a secret trip to Bahrain last week in order to try and secure a role as an intermediary between the West and Gulf states during the energy crisis, sources have claimed. The Duke of York reportedly flew on a private jet, owned by a Swiss billionaire, to the country. The prince also has been close with the royal family of the country, sources said, and stayed in an extremely luxurious hotel while he was there. Prince Andrew has taken a backseat to frontline royal duties since his connection with pedophile financier Jeffrey Epstein emerged in 2019, as well as accusations of sexual abuse by trafficking victim Virginia Giuffre, which the Duke has consistently and strongly denied. Sources told The Sun that Prince Andrew fancies his chances at the unofficial mediary role in the country, which is located between Saudi Arabia and the site of the recently started Football World Cup, Qatar. 5 hours ago 3:55 Isabella Marson's Prince Philip's protective advice to Queen 3 years before his death revealed Prince Philip told the Queen to avoid certain news that would irritate her in 2017. Prince Philip wanted to sue the Crown over the portrayal of his sister's death. The royal consulted with a law firm over fictional scenes where a 16-year-old Philip is involved in the real-life plane crash of his sister. Royal expert Robert Jobson said Philip also told the Queen not to watch the hit Netflix show. Speaking to Talk TV, royal author Tessa Dunlop said, "This was in an earlier episode where Philip as a child was portrayed as being in some way responsible for his beloved deceased Cecile's death, not just her death but what wiped out the entire family. It was a fabrication. This young Philip was given agency in her decision to fly. That was nonsense. For us, they were just a half-forgotten past that most of us haven't lived through except of course the very old Duke who lived it all and understandably, it felt raw. He watched and I believe he told the Queen not to watch it." 7 hours ago 2:23 Isabella Marson's Princess Charlene in high spirits as she celebrates first National Day since illness. Princess Charlene of Monaco celebrated her first National Day this weekend since her health concerns caused her to be out of the country and away from her family. For the first time in 3 years since the COVID pandemic, the entire Monegasque royal family were together to celebrate the country's national holiday. Princess Charlene delighted the public at the festivities as she blew kisses and waved to crowds outside Princely Palace. Princess Charlene began the holiday by attending Te Deum Mass at Monaco Cathedral and also drove along the streets of Monaco to greet the public alongside her husband, Prince Albert. The royal pair then made a balcony appearance as the parade rode past with their twin children, Princess Gabriella and Prince Jacques, who were spotted excitedly waving Monaco's flag as the parade took place. 9 hours ago 0:05 Isabella Marson's Prince William recalls cheeky, sniper tactic while playing football as a child. The World Cup in Qatar kicked off on Sunday, and when it comes to football, Prince William is the biggest royal fan. The Prince of Wales is the president of the English Football Association and is a big fan of Aston Villa as well. He enjoys occasionally playing the sport, and once revealed he had a sniper tactic on a troublesome opponent who wanted to break his legs. Before the COVID lockdown of 2020, Prince William spoke on the That Peter Crouch podcast, which is a football and entertainment show. While recording, the royal confessed that as a joke he convinced his bodyguard to shine a laser red dot on an opponent while playing football and teased, "He's following you." Prince William said on the podcast, "A long time ago, I got one of my policemen to take a laser pen out with them. And I got him to red dot one of the players. I kept saying, see what happened to you. I was about 15 at the time. I said, see, he's following you. 12 hours ago 21:19 Paul Withers. King Charles sparks US envy after being hailed in new poll as rock to chaotic. UK royal correspondent Kinsey Schofield has been speaking about a new poll which found 63% of people believe Charles will be an amazing king after a terrific start. She discussed how politically chaotic the UK could be at times and claimed the king has been a rock through everything. The royal reporter told Mark Dolan the US was envious of such stability because of the recent political upheaval they were experiencing with the midterm elections. Mr. Dolan said, "Now Kinsey, can we talk about King Charles? I am still getting used to the title. My feeling is that he's got off to an excellent start, and the polls would bear that out." Ms. Schofield told GB News, "Absolutely, one of the most recent polls saying this. 63% think that he is going to make an amazing king." Read more. 14 hours ago 1902 Paul Withers. Meghan and Harry snubbed Christmas invite with Charles to continue tradition loved by Queen. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will not be returning to the UK for Christmas and will instead remain in California, it has been claimed. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were last in the UK when they attended the Queen's funeral in mid-September. Royal author Katie Nicholl has since claimed the royal couple snubbed an invite to spend Christmas with the royal family at Sandringham. She told Entertainment Tonight, "Christmas is always a really special time for the royal family where they traditionally come together. That has always been at Sandringham, and my understanding is that King Charles is going to follow his mother's tradition and host a family Christmas at Sandringham this year. Harry and Meghan have been invited for Christmas, but it's our understanding that they won't be coming over to the UK, they will be spending the holiday season in California." Read more. 15 hours ago 17:48 Paul Withers. Prince Harry will find himself out in the cold once Netflix show airs. Expert warns Prince Harry has been told he could find himself out in the cold once his series on Netflix has aired. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will star in an upcoming docuseries with filmmaker Liz Garbus, who Meghan described as a seasoned director whose work I've long admired. Reports previously stated the docuseries would be an at-home style show and would air on Netflix as part of the couple's deal with the streaming giant. But Sky News contributor Prue McSween has claimed the public has turned on the royal couple. Read more. Royal Family Live. Prince Harry has been warned over his Netflix docuseries. Image, Getty. 17 hours ago 16:28 Paul Withers. Desperate Sarah Ferguson called ex-lover for honest advice on Prince Andrew. The U.S. financial advisor who was famously pictured with Sarah Ferguson in the south of France in 1992 was asked for his honest advice on how Prince Andrew should behave following his disastrous 2019 Newsnight interview, according to a new report. The Duke of York was interviewed by the BBC's Emily Maitlis for the special in 2019, in which he was asked about his relationship with the late convicted pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew later faced a civil case from Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre in the U.S., which was settled earlier this year. The settlement was for an undisclosed sum, and the prince has always vehemently denied the allegations. But the 2019 interview was widely considered a catastrophe that left Andrew in terrible shape, John Bryan has said this weekend. Read more. 18 hours ago 1439 Ellie Cook. Charles may tear up Queen's wedding day pledge to make Prince Edward Duke of Edinburgh. King Charles could be considering refusing to give his brother, Prince Edward, the title of Duke of Edinburgh, a palace source has claimed. The title was previously held by Prince Philip before his death. A statement released over 20 years said the title was destined for the Earl of Wessex in the future. Read more. 19 hours ago 1341 Ellie Cook. Kate handed special honor for first state banquet under King Charles. The Princess of Wales may be spotted in the tiara she donned at her wedding to Prince William in 2011 at the first state banquet of the reign of King Charles III. Cyril Ramaphosa, the President of South Africa, will be visiting the UK and attending the banquet next week. Read more. 21 hours ago 12:02 Ellie Cook. Netflix. The Crown under fire as Fergie's toe sucker breaks silence after 30 years. Netflix depiction of the so-called toe-sucking scandal involving the Duchess of York in 1992 has been criticized by the man also involved in the infamous photos. John Bryan was Sarah Ferguson's financial advisor, and was pictured kissing and sucking on the Duchess' toes during a holiday to the south of France shortly after she announced her separation from Prince Andrew. The incident has been reimagined in the latest series of The Crown, but Mr. Bryan has slammed the scenes as a total fabrication. Read more. The Duchess was pictured at the villa with John Bryan. Image, Rex. 22 hours ago 10:45 Ellie Cook. Prince Harry found consolation after he regrets not spending more time with Queen. Prince Harry probably regretted not spending more time in the UK by the Queen's side before her death earlier this year, but will have found consolation in introducing her to Lilibet, Princess Diana's biographer has claimed. Speaking to Us Weekly, Andrew Morton said, "I think Prince Harry was devastated by the death of the Queen. He probably regretted the fact he didn't spend some of the time in the UK. He'll be pleased that the Queen finally got to meet Lilibet. That would have been a consolation. I think he would have grieved over the fact he wasn't able to get to Balmoral before she passed, but that goes for the rest of the children as well apart from Anne and Charles." Read more. The Duke of Sussex was in the UK when the Queen died. Image, Getty. 24 hours ago 9:26 Ellie Cook. RFK Foundation Award branded a disgraceful attack on the British monarchy. The awarding of the Ripple of Hope Award from the Robert F. Kennedy Foundation to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex has been criticized as a disgraceful attack on the British monarchy. Former Thatcher aide and royal enthusiast Niall Gardiner took to Twitter to criticize the choice of recipients of the award next month after it was announced by the late RFK's daughter, Kerry Kennedy. Yesterday 8:36 Ellie Cook. Meghan and Harry's award slammed as outrageous by royal expert. Royal biographer Angela Levin has hit back at the news that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will be honored next month for their heroic statements about the royal family. Ms. Levin called the bestowing of the Ripple of Hope Award, from the Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Foundation, an outrageous choice. Yesterday 7:34 Ellie Cook. Kate's mum reveals special dream that has finally been fulfilled. Carol Middleton has finally fulfilled her dream after debuting a new collection of designs for her decoration supply business. The mother of the Princess of Wales said, "After more than 35 years in the business, I've finally fulfilled my original dream of designing items that add perfect finishing touches to your parties. I have enjoyed every moment of bringing these pieces to life, and I hope you enjoy them too." Read more. Kate's mother started her business in 1987.